The horrible thing that happened, and this is the honest to God's truth, of everything that I've said, I do not know where she is. The last person that I saw her with is Zenaida. She's the last person that I've seen my daughter with.
You know, that's not true. That can't be the truth. Because if that were the truth, everything you would have told us would have been on the money. The addresses you would have taken us would have been on the money. Everything else would have matched. If you had told us the truth, we wouldn't be here at Universal Studios at a place that you've been fired since 2006. With you trying to explain to us, you know, you have an office and all that stuff.
You are hearing audio tapes just released. Some came out Friday, more today. Police interrogating mom Casey Anthony about the disappearance of her little girl, 3-year-old Caylee Anthony, now missing 13 long weeks. Let's take a listen to more of that interrogation.
We're about halfway down that hill, 3/4 down that hill, and it's a pretty big snow bubble, which means that there's a lot of stuff going on right now. And I can tell you just for a certainty that everything you've told me so far has been a lie. I can tell you with a certainty, and let me explain why. Since I left you this morning, I've gone to every address that you've told me. I've looked up every name. I've talked to every person that you wanted me to talk to or tried to. I've reached out. I've talked to your ex-boyfriend. I've talked to Amy. I've talked to Tony. I came over here. I've already talked to all the employees. I found out all these names that you're giving me are people that either never worked here or have been fired here for a long time ago. Okay, so where we are right now is in a position that doesn't look very good for you, and this is going to be your escape hatch, so to speak. Okay, this is going to be the point where you stop all the lies and you stop all the fibs and you tell us exactly what's going on. I'm just being straight with you, because obviously I know and you know that everything you told me is a lie. Correct?
Not everything that I told you.
Okay, pretty much everything that you've told me, including where Caylee is right now.
That I don't know where she is.
Sure you do. And here's,
I absolutely do not know where she is.
Did you hear that? Well, not everything I said was a lie. To Leonard Padilla, California bounty hunter that first got Casey Anthony out from behind bars before coming off of that bond, when you were in the home after she was first released from behind bars, is that the way she answers everything? Just goes round and round and round, and none of it makes any sense?
Absolutely. She just, you know, that's her story, and she sticks to it. And you can't budge her off of it. I mean, you've seen better than 2 hours of law enforcement interrogation. They did a great job.
Well, did you hear that part where they're actually over at Universal Studios?
That's correct.
And she's led them all the way over there. They go to security. They go all the way up to where she says she works. And then she comes up with some lame story that, well, the reason she really went there is because she thought maybe security people would have seen Caylee. But whoops, she forgot to mention that while she was there with security.
And she also said that people that she had discussed Caylee being missing was Juliette Lewis. And Jeffrey Hopkins, and those folks. Jeffrey's a friend of the family, and Juliet's a movie star and Natural Born Killers, and she just takes a little truth and she builds around it, and she runs you around in a circle.
Let's go out to the lines to Yali in Florida. Hi, dear.
Hey, we missed you Friday.
Likewise. What's your question, dear?
It is. When she said that she was at Universal and she had left work to go pick up Caylee, and after all the interrogation, they established that she never worked at Universal. So where was she? Where did she work?
She did work at Universal several years ago. To Drew Petromo, WDBO, it's my understanding all this time she hasn't hit a lick of work.
No, that's not. And in fact, it seems the way she's been getting money is stealing from her parents and her friends. Multiple friends said that she stole money from them. I remember reading through those 400 pages where one of her other friends that she actually called her up out of the blue and borrowed more than $200 from her. So while she hadn't been working at Universal for over 2 years, she was finding other ways to get money, it seems.
And she lied about working at TGI Fridays and Sports Authority. I mean, there's, at Fusion Bar and Lounge. It goes on and on. Everybody just released more of those stunning audio tapes. Mom Casey Anthony being interrogated by police. We are taking your calls live. Take a listen.
And I can tell you now that everything you told me is a lie. Everything that you've told me this morning, from Zenny from the addresses, from Universal, from all these people that you've talked to, including people that you never told me who their names, and I found them and talked to them. You know, everything that you've told me this morning is a lie. Every single thing. There's one of two options right now. You need to tell me the truth, and we can work with that. Or if you continue down this path and continue lying, I can tell you that when this snowball gets at the bottom of the hill, the only person that's going to get hurt in it is you.
That's not true. A lot of people around you get hurt.
Your
a lot
parents.
of people are hurting right now, and
you know what? One person put a stop to that.
I've been trying.
You remember the phone call you were telling us about? Is that true?
Yes.
Did you actually talk? What day was it you talked to her?
Yesterday,
You remember what time of day?
around noon. It was from a private number.
Okay. And what did she tell you? What did your daughter say to you?
She said, "Hi, Mommy."
And that's it?
And she started telling me a story, talking to me about her shoes and books.
Back to Drew Petromo with WDBO. I've seen the search warrant, the sworn search warrant by police, and it states that based on the records, that phone call never happened. Then the other night, Cindy Anthony, grandmother Cindy Anthony, told me in person, yes, it had. She's got the phone records. Why don't they release them?
You know, that's not something that they've answered to reporters right now. And as you know, the Anthony family is, you know, not answering questions. A lot of what we hear comes through their lawyers. So she's not really answering many questions.
Back to Natisha Lance standing by at the Orange County Jail. Natisha, any movement on Georgia and Cindy Anthony taking a polygraph? Leonard Padilla tells us he was there when they agreed and then reneged on taking a polygraph. The grandparents.
No movement on that as of this point yet, Nancy.
Everybody, we are playing for you audio tapes just released of the interrogation of Casey Anthony, and we're taking your calls live to Angelo in New York. Hi, Angelo.
Hiya.
What's your question?
My question is this, they have her on videotape and they have definite proof of a lot of these charges they have against her, and enough to put her in prison, not in some isolated cushy jail cell. I mean in real prison.
Right.
And as long as they have definite proof they can put her in prison and convict her, why don't they do that? Let her sit in prison while they come up with plenty of evidence to charge her with murder if that's what is eventually going to happen. So this way, while she's in there, maybe she will, exposed to real prison life, crack.
Is your daughter in a better place?
No, she's not.
Are you worried about her?
I'm absolutely petrified. If she was with her family right now, she'd be in the best place. She's not. She's with someone that I absolutely do not trust, and that I'm absolutely scared
that you don't trust yet was babysitting your daughter for a year.
I don't trust her now.
Out to Dr. Lisa Boweski, psychologist and author. Doctor, what about the fact that on a couple of occasions she actually laughed during this interview?
Well, what's amazing is most people, when they are being questioned by police, would be uncomfortable, would be nervous, would even hearing these stories are kind of saying, you know, you could be someone that killed your daughter. Being accused of that would make you upset. She is acting like they are talking over bacon and eggs. She is chatty with them or non-responsive at all, completely abnormal and very scary.
Lisa, what does it mean that her lies are so elaborate?
Oh, she's been doing this for years. She's been telling people she's been working at Universal for years. I'm sure of it. She is no amateur.